Hey. Hey, you. Yeah, you watching the video. I'm talking to you, yeah. I want to speak directly to you and let you know there's a new thing coming. So what's that new thing? Well, I'm glad you asked. I figured you would have since you love this channel so freaking much. You're just dying to know what's coming. So let me be the first to introduce you to the all-new, out of the blue, you don't have a clue, channel points system. And for those of you that got the rhyming reference just now, the little singing, you just got yourself a pat on the back from me, personally. So what is this channel points system? Well, it's a way to reward viewers who actively watch and engage with this content. In most of my series on this channel, I offer viewers an ability to create players. And over the past 5 years of doing this, I've come to realize that there's one flaw in that system. It's dead viewers. And no, I don't mean like that kind of dead. I mean that they're just dead. They're dead to me. But no, really, what used to happen was I would have open submission periods where just anyone and their mother could have a player in a series. And the flaw with this is that a lot of these viewers would get a player in the series and then I'd never hear from them again. They were lost into the algorithm, but their players remained in this Pixelman universe, basically blocking loyal viewers who actually want to get in. So to combat this, we've implemented contests as a way for active viewers to win players in each series. And this worked for the most part, but many casual viewers dropped off and probably got confused by the whole thing and the whole process. And I guess sometimes you can be too creative, I guess. So me and my team of moderators and trusted opinionators thought up a crazy good idea, and that idea is channel points. And I really wholeheartedly believe that this format takes the best things out of contests and actually makes this a little bit more engaging, a little bit more interactive, and a lot easier to follow along with earning your prospects. So what are these channel points and how do you get them? The simple answer is by playing in these contests, you can win channel points. You can spend your channel points on buying a player for any series that I'm currently running, or you can upgrade your players using those points. You can even get discounts on merchandise with these channel points at the GG9 merchandise store. So how does the process work? It's fairly easy. Every Sunday night, me and the gang will host a live stream talking about the content the week ahead. We'll also be sending the live chat and the comment section links to submit their picks and contest forms. That Monday, so the following day after the live stream takes place, no uploads will happen on the channel. This will give people who couldn't be at the live stream and be in attendance a chance to submit their picks and contest forms. On Tuesday, the forms will lock and no more submissions will be taken for that week. We'll watch as the week of content unfolds, and my team will track your contest form and update your channel points balances to prepare for the next Sunday live stream, where we'll update you on the status of your points. That sheet, that Google Sheet that will be your channel points balance, will always be updated by Sunday so you guys can see where you stand. Also, we will again link new contest forms on that Sunday live stream and then rinse and repeat the week of content. Now, since different games have different rating systems and progression rates, you know, MLB The Show has potential, Madden has dev trait, 2K has a badge system. Each series will require different point totals for purchasing players or boosts to your players' ratings. These can be found in the Google Docs link in the description of this video, as well as the comment section. I've also pinned this Google Docs inside our Discord in case you ever need to get back to it. So if you plan on getting involved into this channel points system, I'd probably save that guide, as well as the channel points balance sheet so you know where to find it and consistently know where you stand. Now for our patrons who are already receiving monthly benefits and custom prospects for every single season that we do on the channel for each series, you don't receive another player, you actually receive a channel points starter pack. So for new patrons, You will also receive this starter pack, but this is a one-time benefit for all patrons. You can't become a $3 patron and then the next month get a $5 patron and then the next month move up to 10 to receive those starter packs. Once you enter into becoming a patron, that's the starter pack that you've gotten. It's a one-time benefit. Now you can see the breakdown here up on your screen. $1 patrons get a 5-point starter pack. $3 patrons get a 10-point starter pack, so on and so forth. Obviously, the $20 patrons getting a 50-point starter pack. That really just helps you get off the ground running in this channel points system, so it gives you something to work with. So we talked about the format, we talked about the ways in which you can win your channel points, but it's like, how do I do it? How do I do the thing? How do I actually get in and start earning these things? Well, we got some examples, and I'll show you guys that in just a moment, because there is a concept here in place that we have 3 different ways that you can do it. You can do it through 3 different forms, and those forms will always be linked on Sunday nights to you guys. You guys will be able to fill those out and be able to earn your channel points. So up on your screen, you see a little DraftKings going on here. I'm logged into my own account here, but just to kind of show you an example, we don't have a really good way technologically in order to track these channel points that you earn. Now, I want to be clear here. You cannot lose your channel points. So this is not a betting system, okay? There's going to be wordage in the forms that you guys fill out where the concept is betting, but you're not going to lose any channel points. So I just want that to be clear. If you say, I'm going to place 5 of my channel points here for a money line or a betting line or something, like, you know what I'm talking about, you can't lose your points. You'll just stay stagnant there. The only way you can do this is you can only go up. If you get the question wrong, you will not lose your points, you'll just stay flat. But I'm going to show you guys an example here. We're looking at some of preseason baseball here. You got the Oakland A's, Dodgers, Cardinals, Nationals. You got 3 games on slate here. This is kind of what your form will look like inside the Google Forms. So obviously, if you guys have ever read a kind of a line score, this is kind of how you would look at this. So the negative in front of the number means that a team is the favorite. So for the Oakland Athletics yesterday, they're actually the underdogs. They're actually getting more of a odds boost, I guess. So 175. So if I put 10 channel points on the Oakland A's and they win, I would win $17.50 basically. That'd be your profit, would be $7.50. If you bet on the Dodgers at minus 210, your odds are greater that they're going to win because they're the favorite. You would actually win $4, and I think the number was 70 some odd cents there. Let's go to the Cardinals and the other matchup there for the Nationals. So the Cardinals would be the underdog. They've got the plus in the middle. This should equate to $20. So this would kind of be how this works, is like channel points. So 10, I'm going to place 10 points here to win 20. That's kind of how that would work. Now, there's going to be over and unders. There's going to be total point scores, which would be over and unders. There's going to be other propositions. It could be a parlay type of situation where you have to get all 3 of the propositions correct in order to win channel points for that week. It's all going to be dependent on what my team decides to do. This isn't going to be up to me. I've given them full reign over this on how they track your points, how they track your winnings, and of course, what propositions that are going to be up on the slate. So next type of challenge, I guess you'd say, or contest, is we actually can get involved into a fantasy lineup challenge. So you guys might be familiar with this with your fantasy sports leagues or your daily fantasy leagues, anywhere that you can do this through Yahoo, through obviously these platforms here, DraftKings or FanDuel. But we're going to take this concept and we're going to utilize this for channel points. So you can see up on the screen here, there is $400 in the prize pool. So basically, if you enter, so it depends on how many people enter into this fantasy challenge contest for the week on the channel. So if, say I'm putting 100 points up at stake, someone else is going to put 50 up at stake, somebody's going to put up 20. That's 170, I believe. 170 total channel points to be had there. Now, if you don't place in the 50th percentile, so first through 50th, say 100 people play, right? So 100 people play, you cut that number in half, it's 50. If you find yourself first through 50, you will win a tiered out structure of channel points. If you don't, you're not going to lose your points, but you won't win anything. So if you place in 51st to 100th, you won't win anything. So this is going to be kind of how our forms are going to work here as well. So up on your screen, more baseball preseason action. So for example, for the GGBL, for example, if we have 3 games on slate, actually I should probably say 4 games on slate. You've got St. Louis, Washington, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Detroit, Philly, Atlanta, Boston, all for the GGBL. Luckily, all teams in the GGBL have a city here, right? Except for Washington. No, Washington does. The Swamp Monsters. Woo. Anyway, let's get to the nitty gritty here. So you got a total balance of dollars, I guess you'd say. So this is how much money that you can spend on a particular player, right? So obviously the best players will be worth more, like Juan Soto, Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper, so on and so forth. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., all the big guns inside the GGBL, those are going to be the top dollared out players. Now, above average players will be more around the lines of that middle tier, that $4,500 mark. But basically what you're doing is you're building out a lineup that you think is going to accrue the most points. You're competing against the other people inside your pool. So if you happen to be the only person playing in Fantasy Challenge, well, guess what? There's really nothing to win at that point. But if you're playing against 30 other people, you want to try to get in the top 15 at that point. So you're competing with your lineup that you create. So you can choose pitchers. You got to fill out a lineup, catcher through outfield spots, and you got to hope that lineup is going to produce the most amount of points for you at the end of this thing and vault you into first place. If anything, try to get to 50th, right? You try to get to that 50th percentile. 100 people play, you want to place in 50th or above. First place obviously pays you out the most. So you can see here up on the screen kind of a scoring system. So for this particular contest on DraftKings, you get 3 points for a single, doubles 5, triples 8, home run is 10. You got your pitching categories here. A win is +4. Obviously runs against you count negatively. A no-hitter is +5. These are pretty standard anywhere you go, and we're going to be using this kind of scoring system in your Google Forms that you guys will fill out. So there is a big photo there that we've constructed for you guys to see. You can't miss it. So please reference that when you're making your picks for your players. Now, I will say, since we do have a budget, you can't go over that dollar amount. So if you're choosing all the best players, that's kind of a problem. Your entry is not going to be valid. So just a little forewarning there. If your entry is invalid, we can't accept it. It's not going to count. And again, you're not going to lose points, but you won't gain anything either. Even if you did finish in first place, we can't count it because you are over the salary amount. But again, up on the screen, in this contest, you're trying to compete against the other people in your prize pool to get in that top 50th percentile or that top half to win any points as a multiplier. So let's say I put in $2, maybe we say the 50th percentile either wins your channel points back, or we multiply it by 2. We haven't really figured that out yet, but either way, just know and understand that when you put points up for stake here in this fantasy challenge, what you're doing, again, competing against others, trying to accrue the most amount of points you possibly can with your lineup, and try to get in that top half of the league. Now, this is a form that you guys are fairly familiar with. We've run sort of these contests for quite some time. It's the Pick'em challenges. This is another way that you guys can earn channel points. If you're not really interested in, using the multiplier format, which you'd be kind of smart to do that, but this is a little bit of a slower way to do it, to build up your channel points. Just something fairly easy. There's a couple questions here. I'm using a GGBL form from the past, I think year number 1, but there's about 10 questions here. So if you get them all right, you've earned 10 channel points. If you get them wrong, again, you can't lose them, but you will be able to accrue and amass your channel points. So, for example, like choose your AL wildcard winner. You pick Michigan, you pick Richmond, you got those right, you get 2 points. If you pick Chicago and they actually lose, again, you don't lose your points, you just don't get any credit for that. So there's 10 questions here. Most of these will actually I think we might do like 5 points, maybe total, like 5 questions total. Some questions might actually, from week to week, might be worth more than others, depending on the difficulty of the question. And if you nailed it, you should definitely get credit for that. Whereas, you know, a simple question is worth 1, a harder question might be worth 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So we'll see how that all plays out. But that's just another way for you guys to win channel points. So here's just kind of a behind the scenes type of look here. I've broken this team down into 3 separate groups. So this is just a behind the scenes look at our Discord on what each person's going to be doing. So I have a points tracking team, a fantasy challenge team, and of course the multiplier or the betting team. Again, can't lose your points, can only win them. But we've broken these down into 3 different teams, and what they're going to do when you submit your betting form, the betting team will then track your winnings. The fantasy challenge team will also be tracking your responses and then giving you your winnings. They will then send the results to the points tracking team, and then the points tracking team will be able to update the channel points balance sheet, all of which you guys have access to. It's in the comment section, it's in the description, and then that way you guys will know, like, how many points do I have every single Sunday. So before you make any like multipliers or like any points at stake that you're risking, that's really what that team is going to be doing. Every Sunday they're going to be updating those balance sheets for you, so that way you know where you stand and you know how many that you have. That way you know without a doubt, like, can I afford to upgrade a player? Can I afford to buy a player? And if you do, we will make sure we let you know. That's why we ask for your email address. That's why it's a way that I can send that email out to you so that you're aware that you have points to spend, that you can use the points if you want to. You can use it for merchandise discounts. I'll give you a discount code on the merchandise side of things for GG9. For me, we go through Teespring. We're also looking at another vendor for merchandise, but we'll talk about that more a little bit later and more down the road. But that's what's going to be available to you guys. You can be able to make your picks, make your selections through those Google Forms, and then of course be able to see where your points stack up against other people, and you'll always be in the know. That's what we really want. We want high communication with this program or channel points aspect to the channel. Things will be really fun. Guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. Good luck in your channel points pursuit, and hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys think it's fun. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one. As always, thank you for watching, and peace.